back to Car Vibes, the home of automotive passion and driving emotion. Today we're diving into one of the most exciting stories in the car world right now, the long-awaited return of a legend, the 2026 Honda S2000. For years, enthusiasts have begged Honda to bring back the lightweight, high-revving roadster that defined pure driving pleasure in the early 2000s. After decades of speculation, whispers, and concept sketches, it seems the dream is finally becoming reality. And this new S2000 is shaping up to be a perfect blend of nostalgia and modern performance engineering. Asterisk, the original Honda S2000 became iconic for a reason. It was simple, elegant, and brutally effective, a lightweight rear-wheel drive roadster powered by a screaming, naturally aspirated engine that revved all the way to 9,000 revolutions per minute. That car was pure, a connection between driver and machine that you just don't find anymore. Honda's goal with the 2026 model is to capture that same spirit but evolve it for a new generation. From early reports, the 2026 S2000 won't just be a throwback. It'll be a technological showcase that keeps its soul intact while embracing modern advancements. Asterisk, under the hood, rumors point to a turbocharged 2.0-liter inline-4 engine, likely an evolution of the one used in the Civic Type R, but tuned specifically for the S2000's rear-wheel drive layout. Expect around 320 to 350 horsepower, making it considerably more powerful than its predecessor while still remaining light and balanced. Some sources even hint that Honda could experiment with mild hybrid technology, not to turn it into an electric car but to improve torque delivery and efficiency. The engine is expected to retain that signature VSE kick with a high redline and instant throttle response. It's the kind of setup that promises both precision and excitement every time you hit the gas. Asterisk, the transmission options are another big part of the story. Purists will be thrilled to know that Honda reportedly plans to offer a 6-speed manual gearbox as standard, keeping the engagement factor alive. However, for drivers who want quicker shifts or a more daily-friendly experience, a dual-clutch automatic could also be available. Regardless of transmission choice, rear-wheel drive remains the foundation, a true sports car layout that stays loyal to the S2000 heritage. Honda engineers have apparently been obsessed with achieving near-perfect 50/50ths weight distribution, which was one of the hallmarks of the original. Combine that with a lightweight chassis, adaptive suspension, and precision steering, and you've got the makings of something truly special. Asterisk, the exterior design will be a modern evolution of a classic formula. Expect a long hood, short rear deck, and wide stance that immediately scream S2000, but with sharper edges and more aerodynamic refinement. The front end could feature slim LED headlights, a wide grille, and sculpted intakes that channel air efficiently to the turbocharged engine. Along the sides, deep character lines and flared fenders will give the car an aggressive yet elegant silhouette. Around back, a clean design with LED taillights, a subtle integrated spoiler, and dual exhaust tips will complete the look. Honda will likely stick with a soft-top convertible design, although a removable Targa-style roof has been rumored as a possible option for higher trims. Asterisk, inside, the new S2000 will focus entirely on the driving experience. Honda wants to bring back the sense of being part of the car, not just sitting in it. Expect a minimalistic layout centered around the driver, with an all-digital instrument cluster that still feels analog in its responsiveness. The steering wheel will be compact and precise, and the shifter, whether manual or automatic, will sit perfectly at hand's reach, encouraging fast, intuitive driving. Materials should include Alcantara, leather, and carbon fiber accents, keeping weight down while adding a premium feel. Honda will likely include modern technology like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, wireless charging, and safety features from the Honda Sensing Suite, but it will all be integrated subtly so the cabin doesn't lose its raw, performance-oriented character. Asterisk, when it comes to performance, numbers alone don't define the S2000 experience. Still, early estimates suggest it could sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 4.5 seconds or less, depending on the configuration. That's quick, but what matters more is how it delivers that speed through perfectly balanced handling, precise steering, and feedback that makes every turn an event. With adaptive dampers, a limited slip differential, and sticky performance tires, the 2026 S2000 should corner flat and stay composed. Whether you're carving up a mountain road or hitting a weekend track day, the braking system will likely feature large ventilated discs and multi-piston calipers for fade-free performance, asterisk in terms of weight. Honda's engineers are reportedly targeting a curb weight under 3,000 pounds. That's a bold goal in today's world of safety regulations and hybrid tech, but Honda has a history of pulling off impressive feats of engineering, using aluminum body panels, lightweight alloys, and possibly even carbon fiber elements in key areas. They're committed to keeping the S2000 agile and alive in your hands. This isn't about raw power. It's about balance, precision, and connection, the qualities that made the original such a timeless driver's car, asterisk as for pricing. Nothing is official yet, but experts expect the base model to start somewhere around $45,000, with higher trims or special editions pushing closer to $60,000. That would place it in competition with cars like the Mazda MX-5 Miata RF, the Toyota Yaris 6, and even the Nissan Z, but the S2000's mix of refinement, engineering, and nostalgia could easily make it stand out. Honda might even offer a Type S or Type R performance variant later on, adding more power and track-focused enhancements for hardcore enthusiasts, asterisk. The return of the S2000 isn't just another new model launch. It's a statement. In a market dominated by electric SUVs and heavy grand tourers, a lightweight, manual, rear-wheel drive sports car feels like a breath of fresh air. It's Honda reminding the world that performance doesn't always need to be digital, that emotion, sound, and feedback still matter. If the company can capture even half of what made the original S2000 so special, this new generation could become a future classic. Asterisk. So, what does this mean for the car community? It means hope. Hope that automakers are still listening to enthusiasts, that driving passion isn't dead, and that we can still have fun behind the wheel without screens and software doing all the work. The 2026 Honda S2000 could be a symbol of that balance, a car that blends modern technology with old-school soul. We'll be watching closely as more details emerge in the coming months. But one thing's for sure, the legend is coming back. And it's coming back strong, asterisk. That's all for today's video here on Car Vibes. If you're excited about the new S2000 as much as we are, hit that like button, drop a comment below telling us your favorite memory of the original 6 Plymouth Barracuda. For years, fans have been begging to see the Barracuda name rise again, and now it looks like that dream might finally be turning into reality. Whether it's official or still under wraps, what's surfacing across the internet right now is too exciting to ignore. The Barracuda is a name that commands respect, and if these leaks and renders are true, we might be witnessing the rebirth of one of the most iconic muscle cars of all time. Asterisk, to appreciate why the Barracuda's return is such a big deal, we've got to take a quick trip back in time. The original Plymouth Barracuda debuted in 1964 and became one of the pioneers of the muscle car era. It was bold, it was loud, and it symbolized raw American power. Over the next decade, it evolved into a beast, with models like the 1970 Cuda cementing its place in history, thanks to its menacing stance and roaring V8 engines. When production ended in 1974, enthusiasts were left with nothing but memories and hope that one day the name would come back. And now, half a century later, it looks like the legend is ready for its encore. Asterisk, the first thing that stands out about the rumored 2026 Barracuda is its design. The images circulating online show a car that beautifully fuses past and present. It's got that long hood and short rear deck that define the classic Cuda, but everything has been sharpened, modernized, and sculpted for the 21st century. The headlights are sleek LED units that slice through the darkness, while the rear features a continuous light bar and an aggressive diffuser that screams performance. The wide stance, flared fenders, and low roofline give it a muscular but aerodynamic profile, suggesting it's ready to tear up both the highway and the track. Every line feels intentional, every curve has attitude. It's a modern muscle car that still carries the soul of the old-school brute, asterisk, but it's under the hood where the new Barracuda really starts to get interesting. Reports and concept rumors suggest that it might come in multiple powertrain options. At the heart of the lineup could be a monstrous 6.2-liter supercharged Hemi V8, producing over 700 horsepower. Imagine that raw, unfiltered muscle, the kind that shakes the ground when you start it up. But that's not all. There might also be a naturally aspirated 6.4-liter version for traditionalists who want that classic muscle experience. And for the future-focused crowd, there are whispers of a hybrid or even a fully electric Barracuda with instant torque and mind-blowing acceleration. An all-electric version could easily push 800 horsepower with dual motors and all-wheel drive, putting it right up there with modern EV supercars. No matter what variant you pick, this new Barracuda promises speed, performance, and attitude in equal measure. Asterisk performance numbers, although not official, are rumored to be impressive. The top-tier models could sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 3 seconds, while the base versions would likely hover around 4 seconds flat. The top speed could easily touch 190 miles per hour or even more depending on the powertrain. Handling will likely be sharper and more refined than any Barracuda that's come before it, thanks to advanced suspension systems, electronic stability control, performance-tuned brakes, and an adaptive chassis setup that adjusts to driving conditions in real time. Dodge and Plymouth were never known for making lightweight corner carvers. But if Stellantis really is behind this project, they might just build a Barracuda that handles as well as it hauls. Asterisk step inside the cabin, and you'll find a mix of nostalgia and next-generation technology. The interior is rumored to feature a driver-focused cockpit with a large digital instrument cluster and a massive touchscreen, infotainment system that supports wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and performance telemetry apps. The seats are likely sport-bolstered, wrapped in leather or Alcantara, offering both comfort and support during aggressive driving. Expect premium materials throughout: brushed aluminum, carbon fiber inserts, contrast stitching, and maybe even retro touches like an analog tachometer or heritage badging. For those who love customization, special edition models could include classic color schemes like plum crazy purple or Hemi orange, paying tribute to the Barracuda's glory days. Asterisk as for the platform, the 2026 Barracuda might ride on Stellantis STLA large architecture, the same one rumored to underpin the next-generation Dodge Charger and Challenger. This modular platform can support gasoline, hybrid, and electric powertrains, which would explain the flexibility of the Barracuda lineup. Rear-wheel drive will almost certainly be standard, but an all-wheel drive version could be available for the hybrid or EV trims. Transmission options might include an 8-speed automatic and, hopefully, a manual for the purists who want that hands-on muscle car experience. Asterisk now, let's talk about price. Early estimates suggest that the entry-level Barracuda could start around $45,000, while the high-performance trims could climb past $80,000, depending on the powertrain and features. Considering what competitors like the Ford Mustang Dark Horse and Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 are offering, that range seems believable. And honestly, if Plymouth, or rather Stellantis, gets the formula right, people would gladly pay a premium just to own a piece of revived American history. Asterisk, of course, not everyone is convinced. Some experts say these leaks and renders might just be fan creations or clever digital concepts. Others argue that Stellantis has been hinting at bringing back the Barracuda for years, with trademarks and design patents quietly being renewed in the background. Whether this car is truly in development or just the dream of passionate designers remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: the hype is real, and the world is ready for a Barracuda comeback. Asterisk if it does happen. The 2026 Plymouth Barracuda could mark the beginning of a new era for performance cars. It would bridge the gap between traditional V8 power and the electrified future, proving that muscle doesn't have to die, it can evolve. It would be a statement car, a symbol of American engineering refusing to fade away. And for enthusiasts, it would be a reminder that legends never really die. They just wait for the right time to return. So imagine it, you're at a stoplight. The engine rumbling beneath the hood, exhaust crackling as you tap the throttle. The light turns green and the Barracuda launches forward like a coiled predator finally unleashed. That's not just speed. That's history, reborn. And if this car really is coming in 2026, it might just become one of the most desirable muscle cars of the modern 26. Porsche 911 GT3 RS. This isn't just another sports car. It's the ultimate expression of Porsche's motorsport obsession brought to the street. It's raw, it's extreme, and it's engineered with one purpose in mind: absolute driving perfection. The first thing that grabs you is the design. At a glance, it's unmistakably a 911. But linger a little longer and you realize this is something much more purposeful. The stance is menacing, wide, low, and aggressive. Every vent, fin, and curve is designed with intent. The front end is dominated by a large air intake system and a sculpted splitter that channels air to improve downforce. The fenders are vented for aerodynamic efficiency, and the rear view is dominated by an enormous swan neck mounted wing that could pass for something off a GT race car. Carbon fiber is used extensively, from the hood to the roof and even the doors, cutting down every unnecessary gram of weight. The look isn't about beauty. It's about function, though the result is stunning in its own ruthless way. Step inside, and it's clear Porsche has stripped away everything that doesn't serve performance. The interior is minimalist yet exquisitely crafted. The bucket seats hug you tight, reminding you that this is not a place for casual drives. There's Alcantara and carbon fiber everywhere. The steering wheel is perfectly sculpted, and the controls are placed exactly where a driver needs them. On the steering wheel, there are new adjustment dials that allow you to tweak suspension compression, rebound, traction control, and differential settings on the fly. No touchscreen distractions here, just pure focus. It's a cabin designed for precision and purpose. Underneath that sculpted body lies the beating heart of the GT3 RS 4.0-liter, naturally aspirated flat-six engine that revs to an astonishing 9,000 RPM. Porsche has refined this power plant to produce around 518 horsepower, sent to the rear wheels through a lightning-fast 7-speed PDK dual-clutch transmission. There's no turbocharging, no hybrid boost, just pure mechanical fury. The throttle response is instant, the sound is intoxicating, and every gear change feels like a rifle bolt snapping shut. Porsche claims a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of around 2.7 seconds. And when you hear that engine scream to redline, it's hard not to believe it. But straight line speed is only part of the story. The magic of the GT3 RS lies in how it moves through corners. Porsche has pushed aerodynamic development to a level rarely seen on a street-legal car. At 177 miles per hour, the car produces double the downforce of the previous generation. The massive rear wing, complete with active aero elements, works in harmony with the adjustable front splitter and underbody vents to create incredible stability and cornering grip. There's even a drag reduction system similar to what Formula One cars use, allowing for reduced resistance on straights. Every inch of this car's bodywork contributes to its performance. Nothing is ornamental. The suspension setup is another masterpiece. Up front, Porsche uses a double wishbone design derived from their racing program, while the rear features a precision-tuned multi-link arrangement. Every component is adjustable, and drivers can fine-tune rebound, compression, and ride height for any circuit. The chassis is stiff, communicative, and unfiltered. You feel every pebble, every load shift, every ounce of grip. The brakes are carbon ceramic monsters, capable of hauling the car down from triple-digit speeds again and again without fade. It's as if the entire car was built to convince you that limits don't exist. Behind the wheel, the experience is nothing short of electric. The steering feels alive, The front end responds instantly, and the car dances through corners with surgical precision. The grip is almost unbelievable, yet the communication through the chassis and steering is so detailed that you always know what's happening beneath you. On track, the GT3 RS is an animal composed, ferocious, and utterly confidence-inspiring. It's the kind of car that rewards skill, punishes mistakes, and constantly invites you to push just a little harder. Asterisk, of course, all that focus on performance comes at a cost. The ride is firm, sometimes brutal, and the cabin insulation is minimal. Long highway cruises can leave you a little shaken, and city driving feels like overkill. But that's not the point. This car was never meant to be comfortable. It was built to dominate racetracks and deliver the purest possible connection between driver and machine. Every vibration, every gear shift, every sound is part of the experience. Asterisk, Porsche has also given drivers an incredible level of control. You can adjust traction and stability parameters in real time, tune your suspension stiffness, and even fine-tune aerodynamics based on driving conditions. It's not just about numbers, it's about feeling completely in command. In an era where so many performance cars rely on electronics to save drivers, the GT3 RS stands as a purist dream, challenging, demanding, and utterly rewarding. Asterisk, and then there's the sound. That flat six howl at 9,000 revolutions per minute is addictive. It's not just noise, it's music for anyone who loves driving. There's a rawness, a mechanical honesty to it that modern turbocharged or electric cars simply can't replicate. When you hear it echo off canyon walls or racetrack barriers, you realize why Porsche refuses to give up on natural aspirations. It's not nostalgia, it's passion preserved in mechanical form, asterisk in terms of performance numbers. The 2026 GT3 RS runs the quarter mile in about 10.9 seconds and tops out just shy of 190 miles per hour, but numbers don't tell the full story. The way this car carries speed through a corner, the way it inspires confidence lap after lap, that's where it earns its reputation. It's as close as you can get to a race car without a roll cage and slicks. Asterisk, for those lucky enough to afford it, the GT3 RS won't be cheap. Expect prices to start well north of $250,000, and with Porsche's extensive list of options, that figure can climb quickly. But what you get is a masterpiece. A car that bridges the gap between road and race, technology and tradition. Emotion and engineering, asterisk, the 2026 Porsche 911 GT3 RS isn't just another evolution. It's a statement. It says that even in a world obsessed with electrification and automation, there's still room for something raw, analog, and unapologetically loud. It's proof that performance doesn't need to be silent or synthetic. It needs to be felt, heard, and lived, asterisk for anyone who truly loves cars. This machine represents the pinnacle of what Porsche can do when they let their engineers run wild. It's not about convenience, comfort, or luxury. It's about connection, precision, and passion. When you sit behind that wheel and take it to the red line, you're not just driving a car. You're part of Porsche's racing legacy. Asterisk, this is the 2026 Porsche 911 GT3 RS, a living, breathing work of art that refuses to compromise. It's brutal, beautiful, and utterly intoxicating. And for those who crave the ultimate driving experience, there's simply nothing else like the Pontiac Firebird Trans AM, a name that carries decades of American muscle heritage and automotive passion. For years, enthusiasts have dreamed of seeing the Firebird badge return to the road, and now, with reports and concept renderings circulating online, that dream feels closer than ever. Imagine a car that captures the soul of the classic Trans AM, while reimagining it for the modern age of high-performance engineering and futuristic design. The 2026 Pontiac Firebird Trans AM, if brought to life, could be the ultimate fusion of nostalgia and innovation. A beast built for those who crave both power and presence. Asterisk, the first thing that captures attention is its design. Unmistakably aggressive yet refined with modern aerodynamics sculpted into every curve. The front end takes inspiration from Pontiac's signature split grille, now reinterpreted with a sleek LED integrated design that gives the car an intimidating stare. The hood features functional heat extractors, a nod to its high-performance capability, while the wide, muscular stance pays tribute to the raw power of past Firebirds. Down the sides, sculpted lines flow seamlessly into broad rear haunches, creating a sense of movement even when the car is standing still. The rear is all muscle taillights inspired by the 1977 model, but reimagined with thin LED strips, a prominent Trans AM logo, and an aggressive diffuser flanked by quad exhaust outlets that growl with authority. Every inch of the exterior speaks performance, dominance, and heritage, stepping inside. You're greeted by a driver-focused cockpit that blends retro charm with cutting-edge technology. The cabin is wrapped in premium materials like hand-stitched leather, Alcantara and carbon fiber trim, ensuring that luxury meets performance. The dashboard features a fully digital gauge cluster capable of switching between modern graphics and a retro-inspired analog theme that pays homage to the original Trans AM dials. At the center sits a large touchscreen infotainment system running the latest GM interface with performance telemetry, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and customizable driving profiles. The seats are deeply bolstered for spirited driving, yet comfortable enough for long highway cruises. Ambient lighting, a premium audio system, and subtle Firebird emblems stitched into the headrest remind you that you're inside something special, but the real story lies under the hood, where rumors suggest a range of powerhouse engines. Enthusiasts are buzzing about the possibility of a supercharged 6.2-liter LT4 V8 engine producing around 700 to 750 horsepower, while extreme variants could push over 900 horsepower in limited edition Super Duty models. Some reports even speculate about twin-turbo V8 setups capable of reaching 4-digit horsepower figures, though such numbers might remain fantasy unless supported by custom tuners. Still, even in its most conservative form, the 2026 Trans AM would easily stand toe-to-toe with modern performance icons like the Dodge Challenger, SRT Hellcat, or the Ford Mustang Dark Horse, paired with either a 10-speed automatic transmission for lightning fast shifts or a 6-speed manual for purists. The car would deliver raw, unfiltered performance worthy of the Trans AM legacy. Performance technology would be state-of-the-art. Expect adaptive suspension, torque vectoring, electronic limited slip differentials, and multiple driving modes that adjust throttle response, steering weight, and suspension stiffness. Launch control would come standard, ensuring blistering acceleration times, while active aerodynamics would optimize downforce at speed. Carbon ceramic brakes would provide fade-free stopping power, and lightweight materials like aluminum and carbon fiber would keep the car's weight in check. On paper, the numbers would be insane: 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 3 seconds. Quarter-mile times flirting with the 10-second range, and a top speed north of 200 miles per hour. These are numbers that don't just impress, they dominate. Even with such monstrous performance, the 2026 Trans AM wouldn't forget everyday usability. In tour mode, the adaptive dampers would soften, the exhaust would quiet down, and the car would settle into a smooth, controlled ride suitable for daily driving. The interior would remain practical enough with modern conveniences like wireless charging, advanced safety systems, and a suite of driver assistance features including blind spot monitoring, lane keep assist, and adaptive cruise control. But the moment you switch to sport or track mode, the car transforms into a full-blown track weapon. The exhaust barks to life, the suspension stiffens, and the engine responds to every millimeter of throttle input with ferocity. Of course, the emotional connection to the Firebird name is what would make this car truly special. Pontiac's disappearance from the market left a void in American automotive culture, and reviving the Trans AM would symbolize a rebirth of that rebellious spirit. It's not just about numbers or technology, it's about attitude, presence, and the sound of a roaring V8 echoing through the streets. Details like the return of the iconic Screaming Chicken decal on the hood to top roof panels for nostalgic fans, and special edition trims inspired by classic models would make this car an instant collector's item. Each variant would tell a story, whether it's a retro bandit edition wrapped in black and gold or a futuristic super duty model built purely for performance, asterisk pricing. Naturally, it would reflect its exclusivity. With modern engineering, advanced materials, and limited production, the new Trans AM could start around $90,000 and climb well past $150,000 for top trims. But for true muscle car enthusiasts, that's a price worth paying for the revival of an American icon. Collectors would line up to claim one, not just as a car but as a piece of history reborn, asterisk. However, as of now, all these details remain speculative. General Motors has not confirmed any official return of Pontiac or the Firebird Trans AM brand, and most of the images and announcements online come from concept renderings or independent builders transforming modern Camaros into Trans AM tributes. Some of these creations, produced by companies like Trans Am Worldwide, have already shown how stunning and capable such a car could be. So, while an official 2026 Firebird Trans AM may not yet exist, the passion behind the idea is very real. Fans continue to dream, discuss, and design what a modern Trans AM could look like. And that excitement alone keeps the legend alive, asterisk in the end. The thought of the 2026 Pontiac Firebird Trans AM represents more than just another muscle car. It represents the undying spirit of American performance, freedom, and rebellion. Whether it roars back into production or remains a fantasy fueled by fan creativity, the Firebird name continues to inspire. It reminds us of the golden era of horsepower, the sound of rubber on asphalt, and the thrill of pure mechanical connection between car and driver. If this car ever becomes reality, it would not only honor its past, but also redefine the future of American muscle, asterisk. So as the world awaits official confirmation, all we can do is dream, speculate, and celebrate the legacy that brought us here. Because even if the 2026 Pontiac Firebird Trans AM never officially rolls off a GM assembly line, the legend still burns bright in the hearts of enthusiasts everywhere. This has been Car Vibes, and if you're as excited about the possible return of this iconic machine as we 26, Mercedes-Benz GLE Mercedes has always been a pioneer when it comes to blending power, technology, and sophistication, and the new GLE proves once again that the brand is in a class of its own. In this video, we'll explore everything from the design and performance to the interior tech, comfort, safety features, and what truly sets the 2026 GLE apart from its rivals like the BMW X5 and Audi Q7. So, sit back, hit that like button, and let's take a ride through the future of luxury SUVs. Asterisk at first glance, the 2026 Mercedes-Benz GLE doesn't just evolve, it transforms. The exterior design takes the familiar GLE silhouette and gives it a bolder, sleeker identity. The front fascia is dominated by a larger and more sculpted grille, featuring the signature Mercedes star in the center, surrounded by new high-definition digital LED headlights that adapt intelligently to driving conditions. The hood lines are sharper, emphasizing strength and athleticism, while the side profile maintains that commanding SUV stance with a slightly more aerodynamic flow. Mercedes engineers have managed to lower the drag coefficient even further, improving efficiency without compromising presence. The rear end receives a redesign too, featuring slimmer tail lamps with old lighting technology and a new bumper design that adds a sportier edge. With a range of fresh exterior colors, new wheel options up to 22 inches, and AMG styling packages, the 2026 GLE is as stylish as it is sophisticated. Asterisk under the hood, Mercedes has reworked the powertrain lineup to offer more efficiency, performance, and sustainability. The 2026 GLE comes with several options, starting with the GLE 350. Which features a 2.0-liter inline-4 turbo engine paired with mild hybrid EQ boost technology. This setup produces around 275 horsepower, providing smooth and efficient everyday performance. Moving up, the GLE 450 features a 3.0-liter inline-6 engine with a 48-volt mild hybrid system that delivers about 380 horsepower. offering a perfect balance between performance and fuel economy. Then, for those who crave ultimate power, there's the Honda GL53 and GLE 63S, boasting handcrafted AMG engines that push the SUV well beyond 500 horsepower. These models not only deliver breathtaking acceleration but also come with advanced all-wheel drive systems, adaptive air suspension, and torque vectoring that make every drive both thrilling and secure. There's also a plug-in hybrid variant, the GLE 55OE, which offers an electric range of nearly 60 miles, giving drivers the flexibility to enjoy emission-free commuting without sacrificing power. Asterisk inside the cabin. The 2026 Mercedes-Benz GLE is a true masterpiece of modern luxury and innovation. The first thing you'll notice is the new MBUX Hyperscreen 2.0, an evolution of Mercedes' already impressive infotainment system. The massive curved display stretches across the entire dashboard, integrating 3 screens seamlessly under a single glass surface, one for the driver, one for the central infotainment system, and one for the front passenger. The user interface is smoother, faster, and more intuitive, responding not only to touch and voice commands but also to gestures and eye movement. The Hey Mercedes voice assistant now feels more human than ever, understanding natural language commands and adapting to your personal preferences. Ambient lighting has been upgraded too, with over 64 color options and dynamic themes that change based on driving mode, time of day, or even your mood. Comfort, as always, is at the heart of the GLE experience. The new model uses high-quality materials throughout, from soft Nappa leather seats to real wood and brushed aluminum trims. Mercedes has also improved seat ergonomics, offering multi-contour massage functions, heating, ventilation, and even climate-controlled armrests. The second-row passengers enjoy more legroom thanks to redesigned seats and clever use of cabin space, while the optional third-row seating provides flexibility for larger families. The panoramic sunroof now covers a larger area, giving the cabin an airy, open feel. Noise insulation has been enhanced through improved soundproofing materials and active noise cancellation technology, creating a near-silent cabin experience even at highway speeds. Asterisk Mercedes has also stepped up its game in terms of connectivity and technology integration. The 2026 GLE supports over-the-air updates, meaning your car can receive software improvements and new features remotely, keeping it future-ready. The infotainment system is compatible with both wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and it now includes an AI-driven recommendation engine that learns your driving habits. For example, it can automatically set your navigation to your usual morning route, adjust climate settings based on outside weather, and even recommend playlists based on your mood. The rear seat entertainment system is upgraded too, with individual touchscreens and Bluetooth headphone support, turning every journey into a luxury experience for everyone on board. Asterisk, when it comes to safety, Mercedes-Benz continues to set industry standards. The 2026 GLE includes the latest generation of the driver assistance package, featuring semi-autonomous driving capabilities, the adaptive cruise control with active lane centering can handle most highway conditions, while the car's AI-driven sensor suite constantly monitors traffic, pedestrians, and road conditions. New safety features include intersection assist, which helps prevent collisions at crossways, and active emergency stop assist, which can safely bring the car to a halt if the driver becomes unresponsive. The 360-degree camera system has been enhanced with augmented reality overlays, making parking and maneuvering in tight spaces easier than ever. The GLE's structural design also benefits from new lightweight materials and improved crumple zones, offering even greater protection in case of an accident. Asterisk driving dynamics are another area where Mercedes shines. The e-active body control suspension system returns with refinements, allowing the GLE to literally lean into corners and adjust damping on each wheel independently. Whether you're driving on smooth highways, tackling mountain roads, or venturing off-road, the 2026 GLE adapts in real time to ensure maximum comfort and stability. The off-road mode now includes a transparent HUD camera view, showing obstacles, directly under the front of the car, which is incredibly helpful on rough terrain. Combined with its 4MATIC all-wheel drive system and advanced traction control, the GLE remains one of the most versatile luxury SUVs on the market, asterisk in terms of pricing. Mercedes hasn't officially announced the final figures yet, but industry estimates suggest the 2026 GLE 350 will start around $64,000, with higher trims like the GL 450 approaching $75,000, and the AMG variants easily crossing the $100,000 mark. While these numbers may seem premium, the level of craftsmanship, technology, and driving experience offered by this SUV justifies every dollar, asterisk, to sum it all up. The 2026 Mercedes-Benz GLE represents the perfect harmony between cutting-edge innovation, everyday usability, and timeless luxury. Mercedes has not just upgraded the GLE, it has redefined what a modern luxury SUV can be. From its elegant design and powerful engines to its futuristic interior and intelligent driving systems, everything about this SUV speaks of progress and prestige. It's not just a vehicle. It's an experience, one that makes every drive an occasion. Asterisk. So what do you think of the new 2026 Mercedes-Benz GLE?